Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.
Hey, fine folks, this is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. It is always a special night, but absolutely 100% even more special because it's She-Hulk's birthday. Thank you, Brunette Graham, for that amazing, wonderful song on such short notice. And y'all, Lady E had no idea until the last minute when I asked her to please not play a song that I was going to send her one right before the call. So, and you all know she's one to not have the ego, not like the limelight, but none of this would be possible in this room without She-Hulk. So I don't want to talk about her too much because she doesn't like the limelight, which is such amazing because she just wants to pour her heart into this tribe, and it obviously shows. We love you, She-Hulk, and I know Wiley loves you more. All right, folks, we are going to get started. It is November the 23rd, 2024, and let's jump into some prayer because we got a very heavy call tonight. Father God, we thank you for allowing us to be here together once again as a tribe, as a family, as a community. We ask that you guide our hearts, our minds, and God, we just want to thank you. Thank you for us all who are aware of this opportunity, this blessing that you have bestowed upon us that we know that is a part of our divine purpose and a higher purpose in this world, for the great work that many of us have in our plans to do. We also want to thank you, Father God, for the love, the passion, the friends, even the foes, because everyone that is involved with this in some way, shape, or form has brought all of us together in some way, shape, or form. So we ask that you guide our hearts, our minds as we continue this journey in your precious name. Amen. All right, real quick, folks, the quick announcements. Don't forget, Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is where we break down Goldilocks articles and we answer questions. We have fun. We lift each other up. That is also where Wiley drops the golden gems and golden nuggets for establishing relationships and managing and building wealth. And you are going to hear from many of the members that are just like you, many people just like you who are waiting for the RV. You're going to hear from them tonight, and they're ready for their exchange. Also, don't forget, Higher Learning with Anastasia and myself on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boy, I tell you, last Thursday's call was, whoo, JFK came up, RFK came up, Elon Musk came up, Michelle Obama, some may call Michael came up. Next Thursday, we'll find out what that call is going to be from Anastasia. Then we have Dee's room, the amazing Dee, who drops nuggets and articles into her room daily. Don't forget, Dee's room is available for many, many articles as well. And then with Dave, Rose, Big Dog in the crypto finance room, where anything and everything related to crypto, that is the room. Then last but not least, we have Goldilocks Global Banking News. And wow, folks, it's amazing. A major milestone that within 4 months, Goldilocks Global Banking News, your daily podcast, to find the information daily on the RV, has reached over 10,000 subscribers within 4 months. And I can just think 4 months ago when I was kicked out of the old room, and I was just going to crawl back in my little bubble and not even be anywhere near sharing information on the RV. I was content. I was just going to continue healing on my journey after what happened to me in Mexico on March the 8th last year, when God called me home, then brought me back and continue my healing journey. And then I remember I had a 2-hour conversation with Zack and Amber after I was kicked out of that room. And we talked about the RV. It was 2 hours. And then I figured, well, I'll just have that last conversation with them, and then I won't talk to anyone else about the RV again. I already know what's going on. I can follow the process by Goldilocks. So I'm going to just stay to myself and wait till the RV happens. And then Goldilocks called me and asked me if I was thinking about opening a room. I said, nope. Goldilocks said, you might want to consider it, Freedom. I said, nope. After about 2 or 3 more calls, 4 months later, here we are. So thanks to Goldilocks with great input and convincing, here we are. Folks, listening to this call tonight, you do not want to miss anything that you are about to hear. You are literally going to hear from 7 different people who have established relationships with the actual bankers who are going to exchange their currency, and the wealth managers, which are bankers, who will manage and maintain their wealth after they exchange their currency. Wiley drops these nuggets in the room, the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, about managing wealth, maintaining wealth, and establishing relationships with the bankers. And we're there every day, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I remember weeks ago, a couple months ago, when we began this process. And I know in the old room, we kind of started it there, and then we brought it here. We have 1 member, then 2 members, 1 member, then 2 members establishing relationships with bankers, 1 member, then 2 members, and then it's 3, then it's 4. We're like, okay, it's kind of catching on. Now it's so many that we literally can't keep up. We're members who physically meeting, having lunch, tea, members that know favorite books of the wealth managers that are going to exchange their currency. They know the licenses that they hold, how long they've been licensed. You're going to hear from some folks tonight with authentic stories about their building their relationship. Some of them are going to be new. You never even heard from them before. Some of them, this is their second or third meetings with their wealth managers. For those of you who have been following along with these members, you are actually following their journey to having in place the relationships and the teams in place that's going to exchange their currency. and manage their wealth. You're going to hear from folks tonight who have trust attorneys being set up by their wealth management team, financial planning, goals with their financial wealth management teams. Some members, like I said, it's going to be the first time that you're going to hear from them. There is a link for those of you on YouTube right at the top of the description. If you do not want to miss the opportunity to establish a relationship with the actual people that are going to exchange your currency, like the members you're going to hear from tonight, if you don't want to miss that opportunity, click the link in the description. And it's absolutely free. And we are blessed to have a tribe of members who we are so elated at the members in the room who help each other, members who have already established their relationships. We have members that are just now they have their team in place who's going to exchange their currency, where they're going to exchange their currency, and the team in place to build the wealth from their currency, helping other members in the room to bring them up to where they are. Members that have been just lurking in the background, popping in saying, hey, I've established my relationship. I'm meeting with my wealth manager on Tuesday. Folks, do not be left behind from this opportunity that you have it cost you nothing to establish a relationship. We actually give you steps, 9 steps to follow, to do it, to establish these relationships. We walk you through it. You take one step, come back to the room, ask for help. Take another step, come back to the room, ask for help. Before you know it, you'll have a team in place at a multi-trillion-dollar bank that will be ready for you to exchange your currency, and you can go about your life the way in which you always dreamed of. We are first going to hear from tonight this amazing, fabulous member. Glass half full. Can you please unmute? She has to go early. So if you are here, my beautiful, amazing young lady, please unmute.
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can. How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing great. How about everybody in the room? Everybody good?
Everybody's good. Let me tell you something. It's amazing to have watched your progression from, I established my relationship. I have a meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then another one. And now here you are. In fact, let me pull something up that I'm not going to share it in the room because you already did. You posted. Where are you? You posted in the room the other day that you had you posted that you had a fabulous meeting with your wealth management team, right?
I did.
Can you, and also tonight, folks, we're not going to have Q&A, just so you know, because we have so many people that have established their relationships with bankers who are going to exchange their currency. We want to share this with you all, but we're not going to have them go into great detail because we're going to save their details for a call with Wiley because we have so many. So, folks, this is your opportunity tonight to listen and learn how you can also be just like them. Glass half full. What was so fabulous about this meeting you had with your wealth manager?
Well, in a nutshell, what it does is I left there feeling so empowered. Mm-hmm. Before that, you don't know what's on the other side of the street when you're walking in. You don't know what you're going to get. But he and I sat there and we went through all the things, the list of things that Wiley has been posting to make sure you look out for and you take care of, such as asset allocation and preservation and risk tolerance, setting up trusts, what kind of insurance are you going to need, what's your income need, all of those things. And we went through all of those and very detailed on what to expect. And he's just waiting for me to pull the trigger, meaning bringing my money in. But we're ready to rock and roll.
I loved how you posted in the room the other day after your meeting. You're like, okay, just waiting for the RV now.
Yep.
I loved it. And folks, for you listening, Glass Half Full is such a helpful tribe member and leader in our community. She's in there every day when new members are coming in, asking for help. She's guiding them. She's coaching them. She's walking them through because she's already been there. She's established her relationships. She's just waiting for the RV to... Now, Glass Half Full, rhetorical question. You know me. So, can you share with everyone here the difference between if you didn't, what you think it would be if you didn't establish your relationships already versus now that you have already done so?
Oh, I mean, it would be confusion and you wouldn't know what to do. And you'd probably deposit this money and spend it and not do any planning whatsoever. And to be able to plan for your future and for your family's future and to be able to help other people. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is I want to help these people that I see and come across all the time. And to be able to do that, it's just remarkable.
And something you mentioned, and then folks, this is what if you caught what Glass Half Full said, one of the questions from Wiley was regarding income. Folks, did you know that from when you exchange your currency and you have this wealth management team in place, did you know that from the profit in the interest earned on your currency that you can generate a monthly income? And the wealth management team can put a certain amount of money that you exchange into certain financial vehicles and investments so that money can earn, let's say if you wanted to earn $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, whatever it may be, from the money from the currency you exchange, you can generate an income whereby you don't touch the principal. This is when Glass Half Full mentions the questions from Wiley, meeting with her wealth manager. This is some of the opportunities that you are missing, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't take advantage of this, like Glass Half Full has done. Does that make sense, Glass Half Full?
Absolutely. And we've seen it in action this week. So many new people are making their appointments and walking into the banks and following all the steps. It's remarkable.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I know you have a short time and you have to go attend to your personal matters, but thank you so much for just you being you.
Oh, well, thank you. And have a great evening, everybody, and join the room on Monday.
All right. Thank you, beloved. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye. All right. I was going to say Debo, but it's Debo. We just have fun with you, Debo. If you can unmute. Folks, this is a new member. I shouldn't say new member, but I'm not sure if she's a new member or not. She actually, and I have what she posted into the room the other day, and I'm like, who is this? Debo out the clear blue. She typed into the room, hello all, had my appointment with wealth manager and it went great. Such relief. Next appointment is December the 9th to meet her team and start with financial plan. We're like, what? Let's go. We're excited. Debo, we want to call you Debo because you just Debo'd right into the room. Where did you come from? How long have you been here? That's my first time hearing your voice.
So I've been in the room for a friend of mine. We send things back and forth to each other about the DINAR. and he sent me a YouTube one day, and then I
Hmm.
just subscribed to it automatically, and I just went back and started, catching up and watching all of the other ones, and I was like,
It was our channel, Goldilocks
yeah, it was
Global
your
Banking News.
channel. Yeah.
Okay.
So then, I read down and I'm like, join the Telegram. And so it's been about 3 or 4 weeks,
What?
and I'm just like blown away by all the information. I mean, it's
And then you didn't waste no
unimaginable.
time. You
I
didn't
didn't
waste
waste
no
no
time.
time.
You jumped right out. You got to a point where you went to you. So you went to meet with your wealth manager, or was it a Zoom call?
I went in and we went in and met my husband, and I went in and met her.
What?
So
Now,
I called them first. I didn't want a
okay.
really big bank because I'm just one of those
Hmm.
people, like, I'm a control freak.
Hmm.
And if I can't get
That's what your
somebody on the
husband
phone,
said. That's what your husband said. No, I'm just playing.
he knows
I
it
don't
well.
know. Right.
He knows it very well. But I don't, if I can't get somebody on the phone, it aggravates me and frustrates
Hmm.
me. So
Hmm.
I did a lot of research, and I said, okay, I want like a medium-sized bank. So I
Hmm.
found one, tier one bank. I called
Hmm.
them, asked them if they did currency exchange, and the lady said, we do, but only for our customers. I said,
Hmm.
okay. So then we went down and we opened an account. And then when I opened the account, I asked them about the wealth manager, and they said, yes, we do. Would you like her card? And I said, absolutely, I would. So then I called her and talked to her on the phone and told her that we'd like to make an appointment to come in and talk to her.
Hmm.
And we just got to know each other a little bit on the phone. And then I asked her, I said, well, I've got a list of questions. Could I email them to you? Because I've got quite a list of questions that I'd like answers to. I don't want to just pop them on you when we get in there. And she said, oh,
Hmm.
yeah, send them to me. So I did. And when we got there, she really impressed me, because when she was speaking to us, and we're just, I didn't go down the list and ask her any questions, because as she's talking to me, she's like answering every question on the list, like every
Mm.
single one. I mean, I'm sitting there with my little notebook and I'm marking it off, because she's okay. Here's what she said for this. And so she set us up with so much information. I, I would have been lost come
Hmm.
time to go exchange currency if we weren't in there to talk to her. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not going to talk to anybody else, because we clicked, and I told her I'm a control freak. So I need to know, how am I going to get a hold of you? And she gave me her cell number. And she told me she's
Ah.
available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If I need anything, she said, if you want to call me, you can call me. If you want to text me, if you want to email, she said, it's whatever you want. We are
Hmm.
relationship people at
Hmm.
this bank. We
Boom.
build relationships. You're
Yep.
going to have a team of people. There are going to be 10 to 12 people on your team, but you don't have to call each one of them, because they're all doing separate things. You call me, you tell me what you want to do, I'll get it done.
Hmm.
So then after we got finished, she gave us the name of 3 trust attorneys and 3 tax attorneys that they work with. And she said
Mm.
that any one of the 3 will work with us and, relay what we want. They're all going to know it. They're all going to be on the same page.
Hmm.
And then she reached over on her desk and she pulled a piece of paper out. She had printed the questions out. And so then she went back and she goes, I just want to make sure we covered everything and answered everything that you want to know. And she just started going down. Yep, we did that. Are you good with? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, it was
Mm.
fantastic. I mean, it really was. And when we go back the 9th, we will meet all of the team. And
Hmm.
then we have an appointment after we meet all the team with the financial planner to sit down. And they're going to go ahead and get that part, everything started.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, it's amazing.
Because what they're going to do is and this is something, and I know it very well, and Wiley does also. They are preparing you to the point where, and this is other members that are experiencing this. These banks know what's going. They know what's coming. They're preparing you with such treatment that you're not going to want to go anywhere else
Oh,
to
I
no other
already
bank.
don't.
Right. See, right. Because banks do not, and you know this, and everyone listening know this, banks don't like competition.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to go to another bank with the wealth that you have coming.
Yeah. Well, and she asked us point blank. She said, how much do you have a figure in mind that you want to draw a month? And my husband and I looked at
Oh.
each other and I said, well, I do. Do you? And he goes, I do. Yeah. She goes, go ahead. What's yours? And I told her, and he goes,
Mm-hmm.
well, mine's a little bit less than that. But she said,
Mm-hmm.
either way, she said, once we have everything set up in your accounts, and she said, because I already told her, I said, I'm a control freak. I'm really scared about losing. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose it.
Right.
So we went over the FDIC and all that, but she explained
Mm-hmm.
to me how they are structured is that the trust division it's under the bank. It's like an umbrella, but
Mm-hmm.
our money will be in the trust division. It won't be in the bank. She said the bank can go broke, go down, close up, whatever. Your money won't be touched because it's not in the bank. It will be in the
Mm-hmm.
trust division. So
Mm-hmm.
that really made me feel comfortable. And then,
That's
she started
powerful.
telling us about how we wanted to invest it and everything. And I said, well, I want to make the most money that I can off of it because I just want to live off of the interest.
Right.
And she said, okay, then we'll go with, stocks that only pay dividends. That's,
Mm-hmm.
a good thing for you to do. Annuities are safe. Annuities, no one can get to. You can't lose it. So she was very in depth with explanation about everything. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel so comfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one to let somebody else have the ropes, but I feel very comfortable to trust her.
Oh wow. See,
So,
and it's amazing because you went to I believe it was a medium size
yes.
tier one bank, right? See,
Yes.
and I'm glad that this was your experience because folks, although we are encouraging people to establish relationships with tier one banks, there are also medium, small size tier one financial institutions as well. So I want to call you Debo so bad.
Go ahead.
Because what Debo did is she Deboed her way in the room and Deboed her way with this tier one medium sized bank. But what I love everything about your story and your situation was that she told you that she was very transparent to let you know if something goes wrong with the bank, your money is safe in the trust division.
Yep.
And because there are a lot of people that are concerned about exchanging a lot of money into the banking system, and they're concerned, then actually there's fears there.
That's one of
So
my fears.
So it sounds like with this particular financial institution, you're in a great situation because your money's sitting in a I don't want to divulge too much of what I know how they can do it with this trust division, but you're absolutely safe.
It's
Okay,
safe.
good.
Yeah, she explained
Yes.
it. She thoroughly, because I told her, I said, I don't know anything about a trust. I got to be educated I need an attorney that's going to educate me and point me in the right direction. And she explained all of it to me. And then she said, there are many, many, many different trusts depending on what you want, how you want it structured, what you want it to do. And she said the trust attorney will sit down, they'll lay all of that out for you, and then they'll suggest or recommend which foundation would be the best for you to go with. The other thing that I really like about her is because I asked her I said, how are you paid? Because, I had a friend that lost a lot of money because someone was investing her money and they were just moving it to make a commission every time they moved it. And so she kind of looked at me strange when I asked her that. And I said, well, you don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable with it. But, there's a reason that I want to know. And she said, oh, no. She goes, I'm paid a salary by the bank. I said, okay, well, that was the question about the commission talk. She said, no. No, I don't make any. She said, and that's why. And then she told me when we go to the financial planner and we're going to fill out the questionnaire to determine what our risk element is. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, I can't just go and open an investment for you. I
Mm-hmm. Right.
can fill the paperwork out, but then it goes to compliance. And
Mm-hmm.
compliance will pull up your paperwork. And if you
Yep.
have a
Your whole
moderate
profile.
risk, and
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to put you in something that's a high risk, it won't
They'll
go.
pump the brakes.
They'll kick
Exactly.
it back. Yep. She said they'll
Right.
kick it back to me.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yep.
just all of those things, just everything together just makes me feel, I mean, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. It really was.
So you're saying that the weight that was lifted off your shoulders is because if you hadn't done this,
Mm-mm.
you would have been totally lost when it
I would
comes
have been
time to.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
I would have just took that money down there and deposited in the bank. Just
Mm-hmm.
deposited. Because
Mm-hmm.
until I was in this room, I had no clue. I
Mm-hmm.
learned so much from you guys. I had no clue all of this was out there and what
Mm-hmm.
to do to protect it. And because, I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what I had to do.
You know what? Right. Because you, just like many people, wasn't aware of the possibilities of protecting your money. All that many people are hearing is, of course, every weekend it's happening. My high level sources, you go blah 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 blah. We're so excited. Debo, you came in with a bang within 3 to 4 weeks. Let me ask you. So, rhetorical question: how for those that just don't know, how much did it cost you to do all of this?
Zero. Nothing. Cost me zero.
Not just your time. You and your husband's time.
This is my favorite saying: if it's free, it's for me. So
that's right. So excited for you, and the best is yet to come. So when you go to this meeting on the 9th, each communication is going to get better. You're going to get to the point where, because like glass half full, she was where you are in starting out, and then she had her follow-ups, and then her follow-ups. Now glass half full, who you just heard from, she's just waiting.
I know. It's
just waiting for the RV.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's like sometimes I gotta say, is this really happening? Because my husband looks at me when I told him, I said, it's getting close. It's getting close. He said,
See,
I've heard this before.
Yeah. See what it is. And let me educate you. What you're learning now by establishing these relationships is what Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself have always known. We just didn't have the platform until now to get the word out.
Well,
so
I'm glad that y'all do.
Yeah. So the banks, they're more prepared and ready now than they were 4 or 5 months ago because of the new banking, because we're on the verge of a whole new banking system. Mm-hmm. So there are regulations that still need to go into place. There's certain things that need to fall into place. We need gold as a standard. All of that is in motion. But the banks are absolutely aware. So they're getting their ducks in a row as well. See, ladies and gentlemen listening to this, the banks do not have an advertisement marketing department to go out and find you who have currency. Why? They don't need it. People exchange currency every day. The RV and the revaluing of these currencies is not a massive event for a switch to flip for the banks to all of a sudden say, okay, we're going to reach out to people that have currencies, come exchange your currencies and be millionaires, and we're going to manage your money. No. Because it's such a small portion of the population that has large amounts of currency in the preparation for exchange. These banks they're not going to put money in their budget to reach out to you all. Also, because, and the truth be told, the marketing campaign is already in DINAR land by the gurus who have platforms. They're doing the marketing for the banks. Unfortunately, many just don't know what they're saying, and the people that are listening will not be prepared. But Debo, oh, she ready.
Ready.
Debo's ready. So congratulations, young lady. And no matter what, just continue to engage in the room. I know you're lurking because you were quiet all day, and then I typed your name. Hey, Debo, you here? You're like, I'm here, Freedom. What you need? Like your head just popped out the side of a tree or something.
I don't want to miss anything.
We would love for you to help others also that are coming into the room new, just like you 4 weeks ago, because you're a great example of just taking the leap, taking the step. We appreciate you and we love you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all very much.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Oh, and also beware, we'll probably be reaching out to you for a more in-depth feedback on your meetings with Wiley, all those listening too. All right, because tonight is just more of a quick summary type of it because we got so many people we got to get to. Okay. Thank you, young lady.
Thank you.
All right, you got it. So glass half full, folks, with a tier 1 big bank. Then we had Debo, tier 1 medium-sized bank. You're going to hear different examples. Next, we have Sally. Sally, I am. You can unmute.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm better now. I'm doing good.
And folks, this is Sally. I am, and she's very special. Let me read something real quick that she posted into the room. She posted, so last week I looked on FINRA, and for those of you who don't know what FINRA is, you're welcome to come into the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. Ask for this information. It's what Wiley has shared, and many of these members have used to do their due diligence on the people that are going to exchange their currency. So Sally, I am, she posted. So last week I looked on FINRA again for a local bank and my zip code for my wealth manager. I was shocked that there's one in my building of my salon. Folks, she has a hair salon, and she looked for a wealth manager on FINRA, and it's like, hold up, there's one right in my building. So then she says, I knew a CPA, but didn't know he does more. So of course, I called to reach out and inquire if he does. So she reached out to the wealth manager to see if he does what his documents are on FINRA say. So she's checking him out, and he said yes. He does what it says on FINRA. So,
right.
You were closed one day. Your shop was closed, and he put some business cards under your door.
Yeah, when I told him who I was, he said, "Oh yeah, hey, I see you coming and going, and I know you're in the building." And yeah, I was like, "Hey, well, I'm closed today and tomorrow." And he goes, "Oh, it's okay. I'll put some cards under your door. It's okay. I can get some information." I was like, "Okay."
And so you typed up Wiley's questions and you left them somewhere, and he picked up the questions.
Well, he came to when I opened Wednesday. Actually, he came over to my salon and he walked in the door. I had never met him. I didn't know who he was. And he had been in my building for 18 years, and I've been there 15. And he walked in, and it's like, I knew, it's like weird. I've never seen him. And I'm like, "Oh, hi, are you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I walked over, shook his hand. I said, "Ironically, you're seeing me at work. We've never formally met, yada, yada." And he goes, "You had said you had some questions for me." I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got them typed up." And he goes, "Can I get those?" And I said, "Sure." So I walked over to my desk, had my client hold on a second, handed them to him. And he goes, "Okay, well, when would be a good time for you to come over to my office?" So I set up a time for yesterday and the next day. And he goes, "Okay, well, guess what? I was running like a 5 till, and I was finishing up a client who, like me, talks too much." And so he walked in my salon and he said, "We're still at 4, right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm glad you come by here." I thought it was awkward. He came, checked on me. But anyway, I got over there, and it was about a 45-minute visit.
I see. And folks, this is a private wealth manager.
Yeah.
So this is not at a tier 1 bank. So Sally, I am see, and this is just the beauty and the power of the Almighty God.
Mm-hmm.
Where this gentleman has been in your same building for 18 years, you've been there for 15, you've never formally met.
Right.
How I know, it's another thing. This is very important. Garlic String Bean, her name's String Bean, y'all, but I call her Garlic String Beans. Garlic String Bean, which is another member who you all have heard from, and Sally I Am are very, very good friends. As a matter of fact, Sally I Am and String Bean used to have guru meetings in your salon. Did you not? What was the story about? Is that you cracking up?
Hey, I'm telling you, potluck meetings. I'm talking. Everybody brought a dish. We're sitting around the table making copies. We all had our stacks of our documents, our trust.
Your currencies?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Comparing each other's, talking about our dreams, our visions. I mean, like, serious. We were having meetings.
At your salon?
Yes. I'd set up tables. I'd set up 2 and 3 tables. Got the
wow.
trays. Yes.
Wow. How long were you guys doing these meetings? Like, how long was this going on? For months, years?
Okay, well, y'all call it. I'm so used to her name, but anyway. So String Bean, she told me about this almost 4 years ago.
Okay.
And so then we picked and chose who. Wait a minute, hold up. You got to be quiet. You can't tell nobody because it'll get taken from you. Okay. So we were strategically praying about who in our life we wanted to tell that could be quiet. Because those of us who was in Guru Land, we were in fear. I know people listen and know that. I know they know this, but it sounds crazy talking to you about this. But we were in fear that we were going to lose our money if we told anybody. So I prayed, Lord, who do you want me to tell? Who do you want me? And so seriously, so every now and then I would tell her, I think I'm going to tell so-and-so. I think I'm going to tell so-and-so. She's like, okay. She'd do the same thing. So we created a group. There's, I have a Patriot group, but then we created a currency group. And so we've had our currency group. And so our currency group met separate from the Patriot group because the Patriot group didn't know about the currency, because we didn't want to lose it if people was a big mouth.
Just imagine the trauma that so many people.
2 years to answer your question. Sorry.
Yeah. So the trauma and confusion for all that. So for that period of time where you were having these meetings, listening to whoever you were listening to, telling you it's top secret, don't tell anybody, and all this stuff, and to go from that to where you are right now and establishing this relationship with someone who's been in your building for 18 years and the education that you've gotten in our room, what's the difference between then and now?
The difference is freedom. It's crazy. I'm still trying to get over, like, I'm not going to lose it from talking to people.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's trauma.
I'm still trying to get,
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer. It's interesting you bring that up because I'm a firm believer in so many people have more trauma than what they know, and that's what causes our life circumstances in a lot of areas to happen because of trauma. But anyway, I'm still trying to get over that, and there's some residue, and so I'm trying to get over that, and I'm in a better place mentally and emotionally with that. But I feel the freedom there. And so where it is now is like, is this true? Like yesterday, whenever I left their office, I'm like, this is crazy. Is this true? I just left another office in my building that I never go to, that I have
I'm
no
going to tell you what's happening. I'm going to tell you what's happening.
Okay.
From a spiritual perspective. And this is the reality of the fact that we are in the midst, and I mentioned this in the room earlier, we are in the midst of the Great Awakening.
Yes. that's my language the last 5 years.
We are in the
Yeah.
midst of the great awakening. There is a mass awakening amongst humanity, people from all over the world. And so those of us who are aware of the RV, and I've mentioned this, you haven't been in the room long enough, but I mentioned this months ago. We are the new ground crew. We are the new ground crew. We are the ones that will help to uplift and empower the rest of humanity that have been asleep, who have been put asleep, even those that are in DINAR land who've been put asleep. And it's more spiritual than anything. The RV it's a spiritual reset before it is a financial reset.
Yes.
It's a reset of our core being of who we are as humanity. The financial part, the wealth aspect of it is just it's the icing on the cake. Ooh, cheesecake,
You have
pound
no
cake.
clue. You're speaking what I've been saying for 5 years. On all my social media, I post what you just said. String Bean is listening, and she's a witness to this. On my social medias, look, Facebook, Twitter, they deleted me and my business account because I was speaking this stuff. I was speaking against COVID and all the other stuff. What you just said, it being a spiritual, like I've been saying this, and to be in this room is above and beyond confirmation to me because I'm a firm believer. Yeah.
It's your time. It's your time.
Yes. And we are going to help. I'm a firm believer we're going to help those awaken.
As a matter of fact, String Bean, I want you, because this is your partner in crime, your ace boom coon. String Bean, if you can unmute, because the two of you have been on a amazing journey together. On where is String Bean? String Bean, if you can raise your hand. Okay, maybe I need to say garlic string bean. So that'll shut you down. There she goes. Garlic string bean, you can unmute.
Hello.
How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing good.
How does it feel to have you jumped out, you had your wealth management meetings, you've gone to your tier 1 bank. How does it feel now knowing that you have your partner here, Sally I Am, starting this journey like out the box already too?
It's been awesome because being in the group together and knowing what we've done the last 4 years and trying to help the other ones in the group to come out of Guru land. It's just awesome to have her here because I have someone I can talk to.
Oh my, yeah, because you're not supposed to tell nobody now. Shh.
Yeah.
It's a secret, confidential, G14 classified. Don't tell nobody about the RV.
I mean, honestly, and that was a big fear. It's like, oh my gosh, are they listening in on our phone calls?
See, let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys what all that is about. Seriously, all that is about, to tell you don't talk to nobody. It's all about mind control. To keep you under a lock and key in a certain place, a certain room, under a certain voice by a certain person. I don't know who it is and don't care. It's just, it is the cult-like mentality that a lot of these so-called, people have. It's a cult. They have cults. And people don't realize it. Sometimes, folks, we don't realize that we're in a cult until we get an awakening, we get out.
Come on.
Because when you're in it, you're so submerged in all of the mind control, the cult-like, and the echo chambers, and the fear. It's more than anything, it's fear. Fear controls people more than love. A person can be in a relationship with a husband and wife. They can be in a relationship with someone, be beaten, abused, kicked, knocked down, thrown through the wall, and they won't leave. Why? Fear.
Yeah.
And so what it is, folks, that are listening to this, you have to love yourself more than you are afraid of anyone else.
That's so true.
So when you get a love for yourself and for others, it gives you such an empowerment feeling that you can do anything. You can break away from the control of those who are controlling you with
Yes.
fear.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes.
Very
You have
true.
you have nothing
Spot
to
on.
fear. And what you said, Sally, I said, what's the difference? You said freedom.
Yeah.
See, and it's always give me, and She-Hulk knows what I'm talking about. Give me freedom over fear.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Freedom over fear. I'm not
Right.
talking about myself. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm just saying but it's freedom over fear. Every last one of you that are listening to this, you deserve to be free. You were born on this planet Earth as a being, as a human being, a higher being. You are born free. But what happens is when we are babies, we are indoctrinated
Yes.
with different distractions. And those same powers have control and power over many people in DINAR land by using fear. Don't talk to no one. Oh, I've heard people say that they couldn't even take stuff out of a room and share it anywhere, or the RV won't happen. What?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
telling you. I'm telling you.
Run
Everything
like
you're
Kunta
talking
Kinte off the
about.
plantation. Run from these places.
Yes.
This is
We have
information
been
that is
so
accessible,
We've
indoctrinated.
been so enslaved to the different financial that so far away from wealth that's been ours.
Right.
Like we have been so brainwashed and conditioned and indoctrined for so long.
But guess what?
And
That time is
there's
up.
freedom.
Yes,
There's
That's
freedom now.
right.
it is.
The time is up because
That's
you all have reached the room with Goldilocks. What Goldilocks is bringing from a global perspective of how the RV is actually transpiring, with receipts and proof that you can vet and check for yourself. And then with Wiley and myself, that brings the real information for you to understand from the banking system based on our personal and professional experience, to take what Goldilocks is sharing and combine it with what we're giving you. And now you're getting the results. You all are the receipts.
Yeah.
And that's why it is written in the Bible. You shall be known by the fruits of your labor. You all are the fruits of the labor that Goldilocks, Wiley, myself, She-Hulk, and the team, the tribe, is putting into this room every day. You all are the receipts.
Amen.
But we want you all to make more receipts with the new members coming in to the room.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's not about Goldilocks. It's not about Wiley, myself. And I do not want to fail to mention Jester, my brother from another mother, who also came on this journey to join this room. It's not about us.
Right.
It's about you all. We know the process of the RV. We know what needs to happen in order for the RV to occur. We know, we see it. But guess what? Now you all, the receipts, the people, the fruit, you are out there meeting the actual bankers that is going to exchange your currency and manage your wealth yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
If you were still back in fear under PTSD in these rooms, you would have never known that these wealth managers and these bankers existed. People were being told all the time, "Oh, well, my banker friend said that he gonna text me on Sunday and let me know that it's a go." And and just so y'all know, the RV gonna occur on any day that ends in a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Insulting your intelligence, folks. Every day ends in a Y.
Mm-hmm.
And people just flock and fall for it.
Yeah.
But the two of you, String Bean, Garlic String Bean, and Sally, we're so proud. Sally, you have a great mentor in Garlic String Bean, and you've seen String Bean on her journey to where she has established her relationships. You're next. Now, Sally, are you going to diversify and establish relationships with a tier 1 bank, or are you just going to stick with this private wealth manager?
Well, months ago, towards the beginning of the year, whenever, I was listening to you all in the beginning, I was wanting to be quick about getting to one of the big banks. So I went and opened an account. That was
Okay,
my
you
first
good.
interview with one
You
of
good.
the
You
wealth
good.
managers at the bank.
I
And
remember your
that
name.
was,
You've been around
that
a
was
while, but you never talked.
he was kind of nonchalant whenever I mentioned, okay, that was whenever we brought up foreign currency. Actually, she met me over there and went in my meeting with me, my first meeting. And so we sit there. We're both sitting in there, but it was my meeting, okay? And
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
he
yeah. You
kind
had so String Bean, she was your security. She was your security.
Yeah, we both made a big mistake.
So share with people what that mistake was.
Talking
well,
about currency.
talking about currency.
Talk
Yeah.
about DINAR and RV and all
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
Mm-hmm.
went down the list and asked him which ones they were going to exchange, and and he didn't know nothing. He was young. He didn't, obviously he didn't know nothing.
So
Yeah.
now it's a total different result, right? String Bean, especially you've
Yes.
already
Yes.
done
Oh,
both of
Yes.
you. Total different
Yes.
because now you all prepared. You came to the room. God blessed you to be able to obtain the information and the knowledge that Wiley and myself and Goldilocks is giving you. Now you can go and reap the rewards for yourself with the people who are going to exchange your currency and
Yes.
build and manage your wealth. You know their life. In fact, String Bean is so detailed, y'all, with notes. This young
mhm.
lady is I think she was a stenographer in her past life. This woman taking notes. She knows everything about her wealth manager. I'll jokingly say she know his shoe size, his blood type, his social security number. She know everything about her wealth manager.
You
Oh
have no
boy.
clue with her personality type. You already know there's different personalities. She functions getting educated. Okay, that's one of her. She loves. That's one of her. Forget it. I'm gonna add a new love language. She feels loved when she's getting educated.
Good. Well, that's
She's
that love.
amazing.
Keep on. We're so proud of the both of you. It's amazing. Thank you for sharing your story and continue on your journey. We're in this together.
Yes,
We're
we
all in this
are.
Amen.
together.
And
Thank you
I'm
so
grateful
much.
for
Thank
Wally's questions because I'm telling you, I literally love listening to. I know when everybody talks about the questions, I know what they're talking about that was asked, but it's neat how everyone gets a different response
you. Mm-hmm.
from all their different interviews. When I
Right.
sat at that desk yesterday in front of these owners, I'm like, the guy talking to me, he was kind of shaken. Like I could tell he was kind of nervous because he had never been asked all these questions before. And he went one,
Mm-hmm.
like he said earlier, the other lady Debo that you talked to,
Mm-hmm.
he went down every one because I had them numbered and they were
Mm-hmm.
he went down each one and answered them question by question by question down to his favorite book. And then they both answered all of them and he
Mm-hmm.
wrote them down. And when he got done, I said, "Now, can I have a copy of that?" Because I had given it to him. He
Mm-hmm.
wrote on it.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote on it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Can you make a copy of that for me? Because I want to see
Mm-hmm.
what you wrote down, even though we sit here and
Mm-hmm.
talked about it." And he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Sure." So he turned to his printer, made a copy, handed it back to me, and they both shook my hand and said, "We want your business." I said, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in touch as soon as."
Boom. Yeah, that's control. You're and see, and with Wiley's questions is so powerful. It's empowerment for you folks because
Mhm.
that is from Wiley's personal experience. And it's taken him years to develop those questions. You all are getting $1 million questions, millions of dollars worth of information in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, and we're seeing the results as you all go out and do this. We're so happy for you all. And so I know you have more information and details, but we'll save that for Wiley when you guys can give more details, and he'll have more questions because we have some other beautiful folks we're going to get to shortly.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate you guys. All right. The one and only Zack and Amber. Please unmute.
the yellow dragon.
Wow. Now you beautiful folks, you had your another follow-up this past Thursday? This past week. The third, okay. Yeah, you got so if you all, I know it was with you think it was a trust attorney. If you can give a brief, folks, you all have heard, of course, of Zack and Amber. Again, these are the beautiful, amazing. This is the beautiful, amazing couple that you all are witnessing their progression of establishing their relationships, the progression to where they're going to have a whole team in place to exchange their currency and manage their wealth. If you guys can give us a brief synopsis of how you're meeting with, and of course, without some of the personal information, that's great information. That's no one's business but yours. If you can please share.
Sure. Well, first, so we saw our wealth manager, but when we were seeing our wealth manager, we finally got his business card.
Mm-hmm.
We met, our wealth manager is actually the VP of investments.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yes. So we met with him. We went with another wealth manager on Zoom, and we went with the senior home lending advisor,
okay,
and also the private client advisor too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. We met with all of them on the second meeting. We talked briefly about the trust with the wealth manager that was on Zoom.
Revocable and irrevocable trust.
Yes,
Mm-hmm,
revocable
mm-hmm,
and taxes and
family offices.
Okay.
and things
Awesome.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I was also able to open an account too that we were exchanging with, because at the time Zack only had an account there, so we were able to open an account for me and combine our accounts. So
now I don't want people to miss what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
You open an account, and what is that new account for?
For the exchange.
To exchange your currency into that specific account, that new account that you opened.
Correct. Exactly.
We had to have that account in order to initially have the exchange and then be able to transfer into different products after that.
So with that being said, for people who are under the impression that when the currency values raise, that they're just going to walk into, well, you know what? They weren't told they're going to walk into a bank, so I can't use that as an example. I can't even use that as an example.
Right.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say, so if they're walking to a bank, but people have been told that they're going to, folks, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to trigger people and hurt feelings.
No.
What I would like for you all to do, you can do it now or after the call. Two things. Number one, click the link in the top of the description to not miss joining people like Zack and Amber and others in the room. Sally I Am, Debo, Glass Half Full, many, many more. Also, I want you to do something else. Google Redemption Center near me. Just Google Redemption Center near me. If you have any loose change, 50 cent, 50, if you got any loose change anywhere in your house, in the cup holder, in your car, whatever it may be, just make sure if you want to redeem that loose change, just Google Redemption Center near me. Okay, so Zack and Amber, back to you. So you, the two of you, it's amazing because, and this is one of the major reasons why Goldilocks prefaced with articles months ago about due diligence procedures for the exchange of the dinar and the exchange of currency, and the banks with new regulations and laws coming out, and Wiley sharing in the room, and freedom fighters sharing in the room the importance of establishing a relationship. You first opening an account with a bank that exchanges currency is the first step to establishing a relationship. If you don't even have an account, they don't know who you are coming in there to exchange your currency. Zack and Amber are telling you that they opened a specific account to exchange their currency. Zack and Amber and the other members who are doing this, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be priority at the bank when it's time to exchange. Now, if you want to take your loose copper and silver out of the piggy bank and go to the redemption center, I'm sorry, I meant to say recycling place, that's okay. Because that's what it's for. Zack and Amber are set up and prepared for their money to go into their account specifically for their exchange currency, and they have trust attorney, wealth management, CPA. As a matter of fact, you had to go to this meeting with and also, folks, mortgage department, but also, if I recall, you had to come to that meeting with the names, with the beneficiaries and the amounts, the beneficiaries for the trust and the amounts that you were going to have dispersed to those beneficiaries. Is that correct?
Yes, they wanted a general amount of what we were talking about for our beneficiaries, so they could already pre-set it up.
Yeah, basically get everything set up. So we're all.
So, folks, this is generational wealth preparation that Zack and Amber are doing at a tier 1 bank that's going to exchange their currency. Generational wealth to set them up not only in the present, but their offspring for the future. Zack and Amber, question. Now, again, I'm going to ask you this. How much did it cost you guys to do this?
Nothing.
For the free ski.
The free ski. That is so this is what your third, is this your third or second meeting with the wealth management team?
This is our second. Our third will be
after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
After Thanksgiving. Okay. And it's amazing because there was a gap, a time lapse between the time about 3 months ago when the vice president of the branch told you guys that he got word from his higher ups that the DINAR RV is going to happen. From that to now, does it seem like you guys even made more strides since then?
Mind blowing.
A lot more strides. We're sitting on ready right now. All the accounts are set up. Everybody is sitting on ready. So,
bouncing in and out of double dutch.
Yep.
It's so funny. I remember when you guys first left out the bank not the first time, the second time. Well, the time when the VP told you that he got word from corporate, from his higher ups that the RV's happening, you guys ran out into the car and y'all was shaking in your boots. Y'all didn't know how to act. Y'all needed some Depends.
Yes, I had the bubble guts. Like, oh my goodness, what did he say? Excuse me.
I had to take a minute and focus and remember where I was at before I pulled off into the drive.
Yeah.
Now think about that. Then you didn't have you didn't even establish the relationship with the wealth management team at that time. You didn't have the trust attorney, the CPA, you didn't have any of that. Now look where you're at.
Oh my God.
Wow. We were sick that whole time not having it. Yeah, just sick with it.
Now, what advice would you guys give to anyone that believes that they have to wait on, and I know people are going to get upset for me saying this, but I do not care. If we reach just one person with this truth and they're able to establish a relationship and make a difference in their life and they exchange their currency safely, if that's just one person and we piss off 99, I do not care.
Oh, well.
It's worth it. Now, what advice would you give to someone who are under the impression they have to wait for a notification or 800 number? What advice? Well, just your own personal, whatever you want to say, how you want to say it. What would you tell them based on what your experience?
please do it and save yourself a lot of mental chaos and disorder.
Yes, don't wait. Do not wait. An 800 number will never come. Email will never come.
Never.
Go ahead and go to see the wealth manager. Remember, again, you're the prize. They are trying to get your business. They're trying to make things easier for you. So just go ahead and make it easy by just seeing the person now, getting that step over with, and you'll be so much comfortable with waiting for the exchange to happen. You know where your money's going to go to. You know you're going to get generational wealth. It's done.
Go
for it.
Yeah, go set yourself up for success because it's okay being uncomfortable.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. The key, yes. You want to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now, let me ask you this. Last question before I let you guys go, because we got one more. We're going to get the Lady Unique, CWA, and then we have an amazing article out of Iraq that Goldilocks has shared. My last question to the both of you is, if you guys didn't, what do you think the difference would be if you didn't have this account in these relationships set up? What would the difference be between someone who's just going to wait and you, the two of you? What's the difference between them and you when it comes time to exchange?
Well, see, this takes appointments. This is not just a one appointment thing. This takes appointments with your wealth management and team to set this all up. If you don't wait, if you just go and do the exchange and then go to your wealth manager, you're not going to be set at that time because this takes more than one appointment to get this done. So it's going to take you longer to be able to enjoy your money and to have that peace of mind because you have to make these appointments and see these different people.
Yep. Save yourself a lot of mental stress.
Yes.
Please.
And also you guys mentioned something. I'm gonna go back to it because it's very important. Again, you have the account. Just imagine if someone that the values of the currency go up and they will run to the bank with no account set up already. What would the difference be?
You're not going to be able to exchange because most of these banks that are exchanging, you have to have an account there. Number one, you have to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, folks, do you see why Goldilocks, Wiley, and Freedom have been telling you to follow the steps? Which step number one is to what? Open an account, establish that relationship.
Yes, sir.
There's a reason why we've been telling you this, but we had to wait until you, the people, went out and did it so that you, the people, can come back and share with we, the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's different coming from Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself and saying it all the time, but it's way more different if it's coming from you, the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's more effective. See, we know what's going on. We know the inner workings of the banking system. We know the process of the RV, and you are learning it as well, following Goldilocks. But now you're able to put that knowledge and that information into action, and it becomes more real because you're going into the bank to establish these relationships with for the two of you, for example. They've known you've had currency from the time the VP, from that email from the 3 months ago when the VP told you guys about the DINAR RV.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they definitely talk. Mm-hmm.
And asked you what currencies you had.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right, beautiful folks. And also, folks, so I cannot fail to mention that we appreciate these two beautiful souls, their energy, their love, their passion, their humor, and Zach's leadership in the room. I mean, Zach is in there guiding people left and right, what to do, how to do it. And him and Amber are just freaking frack, two peas in the pod, Bonnie and Clyde on them.
Okay.
We love you guys. We appreciate you.
Love you all. Thank you guys.
All right. Miss Lady Unique, who is so unique. If you can unmute, young lady.
Good evening.
How you doing, young lady?
Oh, good. How about you?
Fantastic. The
Hey,
ring.
everybody.
This is the ringleader. See,
Stop.
and when y'all think of ringleader, you think ahead of the class. I call her the ringleader because she gets all the proposals from the wealth managers wanting to give her a ring and propose to her in marriage. Wiley calls her the most eligible bachelorette in Denarland. They opening doors for her, whispering in her ears.
Oh, come on now.
So you had folks again. You've been following Lady Unique's journey. You've heard her voice before, but she has a new update from the last time you heard her. But
Yes,
now,
I do.
and there's some personal information she's going to omit. But I believe so. But if you can share briefly, because I know you're gonna have time with Wiley on another call, but if you can share a quick, brief update on your last meeting. It seems like you're meeting with these folks every week. They even want to have you on the advisory boards, and they want to like give you a job at the bank now, all kind of stuff.
Okay,
Like, yeah.
okay. Yeah, lots been going on. First of all, I just want to holler back at my favorite couple, Zack and Amber. Hey, and Miss Debo, I'm calling you Debo, Diva, baby. Okay. It's Scarlet Green, String Bean, Bruni, all y'all. But yeah, just as I mentioned in the room the other day, yesterday, where do I start? Okay, my last meeting was on November 20th, where I met with the vice president of financial advisory. Everything went well. And as I shared before, they had put together a profile and went through everything and answered all my questions before I could ask. And I was advised at the end of that meeting that they were my team, and that I would be they were putting together a wealth management team for me, and that we would be getting together after Thanksgiving. Well,
Uh-oh.
well, on the 20th this week, I got I got a surprise call from private banker. And that private banker was introducing himself, and it kind of threw me off, actually, because I wasn't expecting that. But however, long story short, he was introducing himself to me and said that he had seen some information about me and wanted to reach out to me and be of assistance.
No,
And
I'm sorry. The key is where he got your information from.
I'm sorry?
I said the key for people listening is where he got your information from, because he just didn't find your name on Google.
No.
He came as he got your information from the inside of the bank, right? Yes.
And guys, the way it happened so quickly, and the way he was introducing himself, and on our call, he was hitting on key points of which I had already been discussing with the VP and my senior banker, as far as the wealth management team that I'm looking for, the professional relationship that I want regarding my trust, private banking, family office, understanding that investment guidance, generational wealth. I had the conversation and with them, and he had all the notes evidently from that. So I thought it was quite interesting.
They shared from your previous meeting. They shared the notes from that meeting and provided the information to this gentleman that called you, this private banker that called you. This is where I shared with Zack and Amber how internally within the banking system, they have a profile on you, folks. They have a profile, and they will have staff meetings to talk about high net worth clients.
Yeah. And
that's how this private banker knows who you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. And what really threw me was after that, then he did a follow-up email to me and requesting verifying the information we had talked about, and then going into more detail as to the different topics we had talked about and putting that team together. So I did reply to his to the email and gave another higher level professional bio and expectations of that. It wasn't until our second conference email that because he was going to set up for us to do a Zoom or do it in person, but he kind of elevated and says he'd rather do it in person, but he'll be getting back to me this coming week, preferably to have this meeting. But he shared with me the second conference that he advised me that actually he contacted the VP to let her know he was contacting me.
Oh, that tells me something. That tells me something else. Go ahead.
He would be contacting me, and that because at first I was told by the VP that I would be her direct, she would be my direct contact. Well, he took that over and said that he would be my direct contact. And I didn't pay any attention to, I saw his name and all yada, 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 but I did not pay attention to the signature part of it. And he is actually a private client advisor. Now,
pause. I know you have more detail. I don't want everyone to get it all on this call because you're going to have time with Wiley to do that. Folks listening, there's a link in the description. You can meet these beautiful people and learn what they're doing, just like Lady Unique, for free, where Goldilocks is sharing the knowledge and the information on the process. Wiley and Freedom are giving it to you like Lady Unique is able to do to go into this bank. Now, before we move on, my beautiful Lady Unique, I'm going to ask you a yes or no question. So I don't want you to go into details. You and I know this. And the question, just a yes or no answer. Did you provide them with a currency profile?
Yes.
My next yes or no question. Did they receive your currency profile that you sent to them? Did they receive it before your meeting? Did they receive it? You sent it by email, right?
Oh, no, wait. Okay. Yes.
How did they get your currency profile
from my meeting? I sent it to them.
Okay. How did you send? Oh, you sent it by email?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. I don't want you to go into detail because that's not for everyone's. That's not for. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of what she is sharing, the wealth management, there's the VP, the private client banker contacted her when someone else was supposed to contact her. The gentleman who saw her profile. Lady Unique, I know I don't want to say too much because basically he knows what you have.
Yes.
Therefore, He knows what you have as far as assets. We'll say that as far as assets. He knows what your goals, your financial goals are, because you provided them with your financial goals.
Yes.
And they did what I mentioned before is they did just like with Zack and Amber. They have a profile on you. And that is why in your profile, you are considered high net worth because they know the assets you hold. They know what assets you hold because not only because the last meeting you had with them, they authenticated your currency. Yes or no?
Yes.
And folks, you heard Lady Unique speak of family office. This is something Wiley has shared in the room. Some may have missed it. This is I'm not going to go into details of it on this call, but didn't you hear Zack and Amber say that they went over that also with the meeting they had with their wealth manager?
Yep.
Zack and Amber and the bank that they are dealing with is totally different than the bank that Lady Unique is dealing with. You have two different financial institutions with three different people going over the same process of generational wealth from the assets that does include some of the assets or that are currencies that you all hold.
Right.
So we're going to save the details, my young lady, for when you have a more in-depth call with Wiley.
Okay.
But isn't it amazing? If you can give someone a piece of advice based on what you know and what you've gone through and the progression that you've made from going to the bank from the first time when they proposed to you. No, I'm just kidding. And then they walked out from that time to when they authenticated, and just something told you that basically, let's say God spoke to you on your heart. Then when you went to that wealth management meeting to take some currency and the lady asked you, do you have any of your currency now? You said yes. And she takes it, authenticates it, brings it back, shows you her screen, shows you which currencies are blank, shows you which currencies are showing pending. And then you're with the wealth manager after that. You even got it literally, folks. I wasn't joking about they really want her on board at the bank, literally. But you go from that to now you're in the planning stages of your generational wealth.
Yeah, that's true.
How does that feel that you're at this point now?
Well, like I shared, just first I was devastated, but calm down. But what it makes me feel now is, as the lady spoke earlier, that freedom, that peace of understanding what's really going on. Mm-hmm. So, and taking accountability for your own future, because I'm being provided the guidance that is truthful, that is not a fairy tale. It's something that makes sense. So
tangible.
It makes sense. And and I encourage anybody, I'm sure a lot of people are catching on, and some people like, okay, well, maybe there is something here. There is something here. The team is dedicated to giving us what is needed for our growth, for our development, for our blessings. And it's up to you to take it. It's there to get it.
Right. Also, I want to thank you so much for your leadership in the room, helping other people, being a mentor to new members who are asking questions and seeking guidance in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being the leader that you are. Yes.
Oh, I had some good folks. I got some good folks that's helping me along the way, and I'd rather help push somebody that might stumble about how do I do this, how I do that. I'm a person to help build confidence in you and yourself. It was given to me, and I cannot not try to help somebody else by helping them put your shoes on and get to walking.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you too. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, beloved. Thank you. All right, folks. You can just click the link in the description and join the family, join the tribe. Doesn't cost you anything. If you want to establish your relationships with the people that are going to exchange your currency and meet these beautiful people you're hearing from tonight, it's all love. Now, if you want to join the room, like Wiley says, you want to make sure you wipe your feet off. There's some unlearning you may have to do. Don't bring dirt into the room because we have a very, very good cleanup crew. Very good cleanup crew. Big green muscular cleanup crew. All right. CWA.
Hello.
How you doing, young lady?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Whew, doing great. Now, you posted into the room the other day. And folks, CWA is going to help me read this next article by Iraq. And that's it. We're going to be done. You posted into the room the other day. Blessed day, everyone. I had an amazing meeting with Wealth Manager yesterday. And we're like, huh? You did? Now, you did mention the day before that you were going to do it, but now we're like, oh, she did. So what was so amazing about it?
Well, I spent weeks. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Lady E. She's amazing.
Yes.
But I spent weeks just listening, researching, and trying to find a tier 1 bank. And then I even got on the phone and had someone kind of be rude to me, but moved on to the next, because that's what you do. But, after several calls, I found a bank and, that would exchange currency, and went and opened an account. And then I started doing my research on the FINRA, to find a wealth manager, because I heard about that in the room and I thought, well, that's pretty important. And found one that was actually associated with the bank. But then, I just wanted to look around, make sure that was the person I wanted to go meet with first. And so went to go meet with them, set up the appointment. I studied Wiley's questions, added a few of my own, and went to the meeting, and started, to ask questions, and just basically shared with them that, I was coming into an inheritance. And I wanted to, there were some things I wanted to accomplish. And so I just, asked them about themselves. And so the person really listened to me. They were very focused on what my goals were, because I shared with them that I wanted to open, have a place where I'm not going to be using this principle, and I'm going to even grow the principle, but then only have to use the interest. Yes, to live, and retire. I'm a counselor. I work for the VA, and so I'm extremely busy. I love my work, but I want to go do other things, and help others, help my children. And so, I explained to him that I want to help others. I want to help my children and family members, and I want to be able to retire. And those are my goals. So he really listened to me. I felt like, he loved Wiley's questions, by the way. He even asked me, did you Google those? And I was like, no, I know people. So they kind of helped me out. But yeah, we talked about retirement planning, setting up a portfolio. Just also about, he talked about risk assessment and questionnaire, how they look at things and what they're, do they go aggressive? Do they go more conservative, depending on where I am and what I need? So it was a really good meeting. I felt like, this person really listened to me. He wasn't pushy, because I did tell him I'm looking at other wealth managers. I'm not going to just, pick the first one I see. So, but he wasn't pushy. He, really said that, that if I get to a point where I'm more than what he can handle, basically, that he could set me up with other, someone else that does really, really, really high clients. that they have tax lawyers, real estate, trust. So it was a very good interview. And one of the last questions I asked him, well, one was, the interesting thing is I asked him what his favorite book was, and he said Psychology of Money. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because, you know, I'm a counselor and I like the psychology of things.
Right.
And he says, I really, you know, people look at money in a different way. Everyone has a different view, and it's not the same emotionally. And I was like, wow, that's really good. And so then I asked him, you know, what is something you can tell me and share about yourself that you haven't shared, that I don't know about you already? And he said, well, my faith is very important to me. And and he said that he leads a youth group. My faith personally is very important to me. So when he said that, it just put the icing on the cake and said, this was good. So it was a very peaceful meeting in the sense that I have a plan. I'm a big planner. And now I can just kind of relax, and I'm still going to look around for others and move forward. But at least now I know I have a plan.
Smart. That's it. See, and you have a plan. And now that you've taken this step to execute your plan, now it's like, wow, I can diversify and do this with 2 or 3 other wealth management firms or banks if I wanted to.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and you did such an amazing. What was it? Were you nervous at first?
I think I was nervous when I was like doing all the research. Okay. Because I really had, that's why I took my time, in the sense y'all didn't really know I was doing that. But
no, we didn't.
But I mean, I am very busy. I know everybody else is busy too. So I would do it in the evenings. But I really listened to others. That really helped me, because everybody's story is different, but the same, if that makes sense. And so I really took a little bit of nuggets from everybody. And of course, you and Wiley really guided us too. And I just really took those nuggets and made it my own, if that makes sense.
Good. Yep.
So,
smart. Yeah. Very smart. Congratulations, young lady.
Thank you.
Yes, we are so excited for you, because folks, you don't know, this young lady is a humanitarian, a veteran humanitarian, like really boots on the ground humanitarian for veterans. Not just talking about it, but this is her life. Yeah. And she has major plans for our veterans, I'm sure, especially after she exchanges, and in the room, she is a tremendous asset and another leader in the room for the tribe, helping members to get where they need to go in this journey, on this process. Thank you so much for just being you, beautiful.
So
thank you so much. Yes. And we have and also we don't play about her either. Someone come into the room trying to bully her or acting funky. You see what happened, right? You see what happened?
Yes.
You see what happened to him? Yeah. Clean up on aisle 7. Yes. It's amazing. And you're going to help me read an article from Iraq. All right, folks, again, here we have another amazing leader in the room doing what she's doing. How much did it cost you, CWA, to establish these relationships?
Zip. Nothing. But it's, you know what it cost me? It cost me peace. I'm at peace, literally. I have peace, because even though I know I want to look other places, I know that at least I'm starting and I have a plan. And that's the most important part. In fact, when you just said a few minutes ago, Google redemption centers, let me tell you what came up. Let's see.
Go ahead.
I have the Salvation Army thrift store. I have aluminum can recycling. I have a donation center. I have the 10 best places to plastic bottle recycling. I have recycling and shipping. So, it's behind the dumpster.
Behind the Piggly Wiggly.
Bulk Yes, bulk waste collection centers. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
not the redemption I want.
Right. So would you rather go to one of those places or
No.
the I couldn't even get it out.
No, thank you.
So you folks, you can literally Google redemption center near me, or you can Google tier 1 bank near me.
Yes.
Big difference.
Yes. Big difference. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. So you really Googled it. Oh, so you probably anyway. I'm not surprised. I shouldn't be surprised at you.
Well, I was thinking, oh, maybe that picture by the dumpster with Wiley and Zach will come up.
But this, I mean, like folks, really think about it. Take the time. This is why I posted in the room the other day, inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. If you expect to exchange your currency to become a multi-millionaire or billionaire, some of you think, why haven't you inspected anything about it? If you go buy a car, don't you kick the tires, take it on a test drive? You buy a home, don't you go and check it out and get an appraisal on it and see if it's under code? When you go buy clothes, don't you go try it on in the fitting room? Well, unless you buy it from online, you don't. But don't you inspect what you expect? Why are people not inspecting what they expect? So you expect to get millions of dollars from this currency exchange? You're not even doing due diligence on the people who are supposed to exchange your currency? You're not inspecting that?
Yeah.
Are you folks inspecting the place that you're supposed to exchange your currency at? Oh, you didn't know that you can inspect them. You can absolutely inspect. Our members are inspecting the wealth managers that are going to exchange the currency. The banks, they have their backgrounds. You just heard them.
Mm-hmm.
One of the members inspected the doggone wealth manager with hair and color on the floor at her salon. Come on. Members that know the favorite book of their wealth manager. This is a question, folks, and I really want you to think about it. Do you know the person that's going to exchange your currency? Do you know where? No. I don't mean like what you were told. Where? Have you gone to visit the place? Have you inspected it? Did you know that was possible? Our members know because they've Googled tier 1 bank near me. They go set up these accounts and they are educated, informed on how to follow some steps and establish relationships with the people that are going to exchange their currency and build their generational wealth. Have you done that I don't care, from where you were told that you're going to exchange at, wherever you were told you were going to exchange at? Have you inspected that place, done research on that place? But you expect to take your currency where you're expecting millions of dollars? Where's it going when it's time to exchange your currency? What are you waiting for? I know many of you hearing this, you've not heard anything other than what you've heard of where you're going to exchange your currency. But there are people right here, just like you, that were in the same shoes you were, believing that they're going to get. In fact, CWA, you can finish it. I don't need to. What do people are expecting to get? When it's come time to RV?
Oh, the guru foo.
Yeah.
I mean, expecting like, okay, they're gonna get emails and 1-800 numbers. Yeah. And millions and billions of dollars. Yeah.
So,
If I could just say, like, encourage y'all, one thing that really stuck with me, many moons ago, you and Wiley had a call, and I remember him saying that, I don't remember the number, 95% we're going to be like lottery
the
winners
lottery winners. Yeah.
and lose it all. And that
Yeah.
just like hit me in the face with a brick, because that's not who I want to be. This is for not only me, but for my family's future, for people I want to help, for the dogs I want to, take care of, in the sense of rescuing them, the veterans I want to help. And so I need this to last. And I want it to continue when I'm gone. And so I don't need it to be a lottery lose, take it and then lose it all. And this is a way to really get yourself in a place where that's not going to happen.
That being said, was that one of the motivating factors that caused you to begin establishing the relationship? Is you wanted to make sure that you...
Yes, big time. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
It's the first thing that really hit me, and I'm like, okay, I need to do something about this.
Beautiful. Now, folks, let's get into this article from Iraq, which actually is the perfect icing on the cake. This is an article that Goldilocks shared with us early in the week. We did a podcast on it briefly, but I'm going to give you a little more detail, a little more understanding to understand and know where Iraq is and what they just announced. This is directly from the CBI. No quote unquote high level sources, boots on the ground garbage. This is directly from the CBI. You ready, CWA?
I'm ready.
All right. If you can read that first top part in bold and then the first paragraph. Thank you. Oh, okay. Folks, this is, like I said, from the CBI, and this is on category A and B. This is something that Goldilocks has been tracking and prepared for the last 4 years, and heavily this year, going back to February and March, Goldilocks has been talking about this coming out of Iraq, and many of the members have been following the progression of Iraq as it pertains to the Iraqi dinar, moving from a category C to a category A. So basically from a average to above average. And here we see yet Iraq is announcing the finalizing and next steps that they're taking with. In fact, CWA, do you remember when Goldilocks was first reporting on this early this year, or no? Were you in the room?
I think so, but my memory's so bad sometimes.
Okay. It's all good. That's good.
That's why I have to make a lot of notes.
It is all good, beloved. Okay, you can go ahead.
But I do remember the category A, B, right? Different. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I do remember that. Okay. So geographical distribution of exchange companies for all categories A, B.
And so in the room, folks, you got it. And I dropped a screenshot of the CB from the CBI also in the room if anyone wants to see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. The geographical distribution of exchange companies, particularly for foreign currency exchange, Forex, is essentially a global network with no single central location, meaning exchange companies are spread across major financial centers worldwide.
Okay, pause right there. Hold on a second, beloved, because I want to re-emphasize this, folks. Geographical distribution of exchange companies for all categories A and B. This is a press release from the CBI specifically about the Iraqi dinar and its geographical distribution of exchange companies that deal in the dinar. The geographical distribution of exchange companies, particularly for foreign currency, is a global network. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. With the most significant trading happening in cities like London, New York, Tokyo, Singapore, and Frankfurt. This network operates 24/7 through electronic platforms, allowing for near instantaneous currency exchange transactions between banks, brokers, and institutional investors, all connected through the interbank market.
Right. Now, folks, when this talks about that there's significant trading between cities of London, New York, Tokyo, Singapore, Frankfurt, that's Germany, Frankfurt, Germany. These are just the central major hubs for the exchange, but it is global representation of exchanges, which is Forex. So what this is announcing, that the CBI is announcing, they're basically telling the world, the globe, international, worldwide, the dinar is now category A and B, and they're getting ready for the distribution of it geographically in the region. And they're preparing the exchange companies to be prepared for the dinar to begin expanding in the region. Now, if you can continue just on the bullet points, not the information underneath. Doesn't need.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
Key points about the geographical
All right, so
distribution.
Okay. Key points about the geographical distribution of foreign exchange companies. No single exchange, major financial centers.
Major financial centers all over the world.
Time zone impact.
Meaning there is meaning there's multiple time zones, folks, because it's all over the world.
Interbank market.
Interbank market is bank to bank. So it could be the Central Bank of Iraq in the dinar, dealing with the Central Bank of Vietnam, which is called the State Bank of Vietnam. So it's interbank, bank to bank transactions, bank to bank exchanges of the dinar in other currencies. Go ahead.
Dominant centers. Decentralized nature.
That's when we're getting into digital. Go ahead.
Technology impact.
How it works for foreign currency exchange. Okay.
How it works for foreign currency exchange. Sorry. Currency pairs.
Okay, this is important. Currency pairs. When exchanging currencies is also done in pairs, meaning you trade one currency for another, like the USD for the euro, or the GBP, which is the British pound, for the Japanese yen. That's for an example. Do y'all remember when there was these pairs of the USD paired with the dinar, and people were saying, oh, there was a glitch of pairs and all this garbage? This is guru fufu. This is the currency pairs it's talking about. There was even a time when people were saying, oh, when they saw that they had the pair of the USD / IQD, which means you're exchanging the US dollar for dinar. That's not even the right pair. The correct pair is the IQD for the USD. Okay, exchange rates. You can actually, if you can read the section under exchange rates for me.
Sure. The exchange rate between two currencies is determined by supply and demand, my favorite word. Sorry. And the global market, constantly fluctuating based on economic factors.
Continue.
Assessing the market. Individuals can assess the Forex market through banks, online Forex brokers, or dedicated currency exchange bureaus who then execute trades on the interbank market on their behalf.
You can read that last part.
And it looks like Iraq is spreading their wings and getting ready to fly.
Because, folks, this is a press release. This is an announcement that Iraq is telling the exchange companies, which are banks, currency exchange centers in the region, that the Iraqi dinar, basically get ready, because now we're announcing geographical distribution of exchange companies, which for categories A and B, the dinar is now listed as a category A. Someone even told me that there was someone that runs behind Goldilocks and claimed that category A had nothing to do with currencies. Yeah.
Sorry.
They must know more than the CBI, must know more than the SEC. All right, let's go to the next one, beloved. If you can go to the next one.
Okay. And where it says yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, a country's category A notifications indicate that it has committed to implementing certain provisions of the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement.
So not only does category A have to do with currencies, so not only does category A of the Iraqi dinar have to do with it as being a currency, but also, ladies and gentlemen, category A is also a requirement for Iraq to enter into the World Trade Organization. And the Trade Facilitation Agreement, some of you may have forgotten, but when Goldilocks shared about this about a month and a half, 2 months ago, about the World Trade Organization, a part of this Trade Facilitation Agreement, this is a part of the fourth working party meeting of the World Trade Organization that they will have with Iraq the first quarter of next year. Okay, you can continue by category description.
Okay. Category A, provisions that a country commits to implementing on the date the TFA enters into force.
The TFA, folks, is the Trade Facilitation Agreement of the World Trade Organization. So the category description of category A is that states that a country must commit. So let's say Iraq must commit to implementing the provisions of category A on the date of the World Trade Organization agreement. Okay, you don't need to read category B and C because Iraq is category A. We're going on. So if you can, to join the WTO, a country must.
Yes, to join the WTO, a country must bring its economic and trade policies into line with the World Trade Organization rules. So
in other words, to join the WTO, Iraq must bring its economic and trade policies into line with the WTO rules. And remember, folks, this is under category A. And the CBI is telling folks, get ready, we coming because we category A. You can continue.
Negotiate with the World Trade Organization membership on guaranteed minimum levels of access to their domestic markets.
What does that mean? Folks, Iraq had to negotiate with the other 160 plus World Trade Organization members on guaranteed minimum levels of access to their goods and services, to their ports. This is why Goldilocks has coined the phrase, watch the water, because this is where currency values move on the water of countries when they trade amongst each other. The World Trade Organization, category A of the Iraqi dinar, is a requirement to join the World Trade Organization. And yes, absolutely, the dinar must have an international rate for them to join the World Trade Organization. I hope you all are picking up what we're putting down. This is not opinions. This is directly from the link, CWA, the link that Goldilocks shared. Where is it from?
The World Trade Organization.
Oh, really? In the previous article, that the first link that we just read before this, where is that one from?
The CBI.
Talking about the category A and the distribution of exchange companies. Yes. This is not, is this opinions, CWA? Is this?
No,
is this rumors? Oh, okay. Just check. Yes. Okay. Now let's go to the next one.
That guy you scooted on out.
You tried to tell him. He got mad at you, and he insulted you. He disrespected you and cleaned up on aisle 7. Okay.
Yes.
Here, go ahead.
Okay. Submit submit an application to the General Counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Describe
Continue.
all aspects of its trade and economic policies that have bearing on the World Trade Organization agreements.
Mm-hmm.
And the World Trade Organization's overall objective is to help its members use trade to raise living standards, create jobs, and improve people's lives.
So specifically with Iraq, the World Trade Organization is the reason. One of the major purposes and reasons is for members such as Iraq to use trade, to use trade to raise living standards in Iraq. Folks, to use trade, they have to use the dinar. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay. Yes, a country's currency rates can change when they move to a Category A status, as this typically signifies a positive economic shift, leading to increased investor confidence and potentially higher demand for the country's currency, causing its value to appreciate on the global market.
And folks, this is in the links that's provided in the description here. This is where it's coming from. This is not Goldilocks' opinion. This is the actual process regarding Category A. Key points to remember.
Okay. Key points to remember: market perception. Category A often indicates a country with a strong economy, low risk, and good governance, making investors more likely to want to invest in that country, driving up demand for its currency.
Now, I would love for you to read this again, folks. This is Category A. And where you see country, you can interject Iraq.
Okay.
And when you see currency, you can interject dinar.
Okay. Category A often indicates a country with a strong economy.
A country
risk.
Like what country?
Oh, Iraq. Sorry.
That's okay.
Iraq. Low risk and good governance, making investors more likely to want to invest in Iraq, driving up the demand for its dinar.
Category A often indicates a country with a strong economy. Folks, we know Iraq has not had a strong economy. But guess what? In order for them to be classified, in order for the dinar to be classified as a Category A, it indicates that a country has a strong economy. Folks, if you haven't been paying attention to what Goldilocks has been sharing directly from the CBI, directly from Iraq, that they're finalizing their economic reforms by the end of this year, where they will be off of the electronic platform. The economic reforms are necessary to strengthen the economy. These are measures. The economic reforms it's not just something that Iraq has decided to do overnight. That's why Iraq, directly from the CBI, they announced, and Goldilocks has shared it. Iraq announced that they're 95% complete with their economic reforms. The economic reforms have been since Soudani, the prime minister, got into office in October of 2022. January of 2023, he began implementing the economic reforms in order to strengthen the Iraqi economy. Why do you think also certain tier 1 banks have been with Iraq, namely Citibank and Chase? Why do you think Ernst & Young have been with Iraq? Oliver Wyman been with Iraq. The U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve, they're all helping Iraq to strengthen their economy. Why the IMF, the World Bank? Now Iraq is announcing Category A, and it says it often indicates a country has a strong economy. Wouldn't you think Iraq changed something in order to now be classified as a Category A, which you only can have to have a strong economy? You can continue. Supply and demand, beloved.
supply and demand. When more people want to buy a currency due to a positive perception of the country, its value tends to increase.
Mm-hmm.
Factors influencing change. The specific impact on a country's currency rate when moving to Category A will depend on various factors, like the existing economic situation, the market's reaction to the news, and the overall global economic climate.
Mm-hmm.
Iraq's accession, I'm
That's all right.
sorry,
That's all right.
and
Accession.
membership
Mm-hmm.
to the World Trade Organization will allow them to move their trade and currency values into Category A status. Watch
Boom.
the water.
Boom, 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 boom. And then the last one that Goldilocks shared, what we have been witnessing.
What we have been witnessing the last 4 years is Iraq's natural progression from Category C to Category A that allows them to put their currency onto the international stage.
And the World Trade Organization, folks, is the international stage. For those that have been paying attention and watching what Goldilocks has been sharing, not only the last 4 years, but especially the last several months, on Iraq's progression from Category C, from the DINAR's progression. Let me be very specific. The DINAR at one time was categorized as a D, then a C. And they were talked about progressing to A. And that wasn't an overnight process, like I said. There's been many measures, economic reforms. The digitizing of their banking system was a part of them to being categorized as Category A through the ICE Cutter system. Digitizing their ports. Applying several digital laws. Partnering with Temenos, which is a Ripple partner. Iraq has been doing everything to prepare themselves to go international. Category A is a requirement. They're announcing that they're just about there. I hope, folks, you are picking up what we're putting down. CWA, thank you so much. Did you have anything that you wanted to ask regarding this article, or you're good?
No, this is awesome. This is just the next one of the other steps that we need to get to the next step. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, beloved. All right, beautiful folks, we're just 13 minutes over our time. Again, no Q&A tonight. We had so many beautiful folks. In fact, for those of the members that shared their bank stories with the folks that are going to exchange their currency, the wealth managers, if you all can unmute one quick moment. So if you're still here, Debo, Sally I Am, Zack and Amber, Lady Unique, CWA, Glass Half Full, I think you're gone because you had some other, CWA, you can unmute. Lady Unique, you can unmute. I think we're all here, and Glass Half Full had to leave. Sally I Am, and String Bean, you too, because you were part of the crew. There you go. I see you, beloved. Okay, and Sally I Am, there you go. I see you. If you guys, all of you guys, please unmute. Please unmute. I just want to thank you all for chiming in tonight. You're amazing stories, real, in person, meeting with your wealth managers, the people that are going to exchange your currency. Is there anything any one of you would like to end this call with that you would like to share? If so, fine. If not, that's fine too. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to, if you wanted to share anything with those listening, I just wanted to give you the floor to do so.
Your soul scan.
Not everybody at once. I love it. You all want that looks like Amber. Okay, Amber, go ahead, real quick, and please be brief.
Okay, I'm just saying something funny. Don't go get your soul scanned before the exchange. That's all.
Okay. Who's that next? Debo, you want to share something real quick?
Yep. Just do it.
Just do it. All right, Lady Unique.
Go.
What about String Bean?
Don't look back and be encouraged.
There you go. Sally, I am.
Get out of the box.
Woo, I like that. Get out of the box.
Get out of the box.
Yes. And CWA, what about you, beautiful?
We're a tribe and we're here for you. And so when you take the next step, we're going to celebrate you.
There you go. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Brunette Grand, I saw you here earlier. I'm not sure if you're here. If you can raise your hand real quick, I want to acknowledge you one last time if you're still here. If not, you might have had a glass of wine. You might be asleep. I just want to thank you again for that beautiful, beautiful song for She-Hulk. Okay, I think Brunette Grand is gone. All right, beautiful folks. That's it. We're about 15 minutes over. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be looking for the next call. Folks, if you're listening to this, click the link in the description. The tribe is here for free. We'll share the love with you. All right, everyone, have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.